Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And we got some breaking news on the Ripple XRP lawsuit, as we just got some info that there's been a new petition that is asking the SEC chair nominee Gary Gensler to drop the Ripple lawsuit. This is pretty crazy, but make sure you press the like button if you are an XRP holder and you are appreciating the daily crypto content, and also subscribe for more daily crypto updates. An XRP advocate started a petition to SEC chair nominee Gary Gensler, asking him to end the lawsuit against Ripple should he be confirmed as the new chair. I was really quite amazed by this. I didn't really think people would actually try it once more, but it is looking pretty crazy. Thomas Hodge, co-founder of Crypto and Policy, has petitioned the SEC chairman designate Gary Gensler to end the war on XRP. In his petition, Hodge beseeches Gary Gensler to end the lawsuit against Ripple and stop legislating crypto through lawsuits. The petition also asks Gensler to investigate alleged conflicts of interest by the former SEC executive. So this, to me, kind of feels like a lawsuit on its own. However, it is defined as a petition, and it's not being really forceful or really aggressive. However, the intent of it is really beautiful. Because think about it. We've been talking about SEC's conflicting interests for a very long while, and we've talked about Gary Gensler to fix the problem a couple of times on the channel before. And so I am pretty bullish that he is going to at least potentially fix some stuff. I would be pretty excited for that. However, there's one thing I must say. Do we really want the case to be thrown out? It's a question. Do we want so? Well, from a certain perspective, it would be really nice, right? Because, well, case thrown out means no more lawsuit, means they could fix it around the table. On a different perspective, if it's thrown out all the way, yeah, it could also be negative because we're not going to get the result that we want quick enough. We want for XRP, for example, for it to be deemed a non-security as soon as possible. If it's thrown out, it might take additional months to actually come to a conclusion. And the way it stands right now, we have reason to believe that a partial settlement might be coming up. That is once more talking about XRP sales right now and in the future from the moment the lawsuit was filed. Because once more, the SEC, in my opinion, has no real proof to show that it's right now a security still. Having said that, this is really interesting. It's really, really interesting in my opinion. So the petition, there's actually a link for it. It's once more on change.org. And the question, in my opinion, is how many people are going to sign up for this? How many people are going to pull through? Last time we got like 100,000 people to sign the bigger paper. Did it really matter? Yeah, that's debatable. I'm not actually sure how many people signed the previous one, but it's really interesting if you ask me. So the main points: make a public commitment to sitting down with the holders of XRP and other digital assets to understand what it truly means to defend investors at the SEC. Your agency is trying to silence our voices in the Ripple lawsuit. Show us you understand what your job is all about. There's two parts, right? One, of course, is the SEC is saying they're acting out of our interest, yet they're not really acting like it, sort of, which is, I think, pretty damn strange. Another part, of course, is that there's right now a motion to intervene for XRP holders, and they're trying to not get that through. They're trying to deny that, where you would think the SEC would want to have us inside the lawsuit too, because they're trying to protect us. So why not? Then end the Ripple lawsuit and stop the SEC from making up cryptocurrency rules through lawsuits in place of writing these rules properly, with public input and partnership with the US Congress. This is really difficult. I don't really think, honestly, that this will pull through because the SEC doesn't have any way to get these rules out without lawsuits or with direct confirmation from some bigger higher up parties. But even those higher up parties, I don't think are ever going to give any confirmation without a lawsuit because, well, that's the system in place right now. So asking this is not just one person to just quickly say, okay, let's do that. All right, so this one is a little bit too fairy tale-y. However, point one is very clear in my opinion and very good. Join together with US crypto and blockchain developers and digital asset holders to develop a clear regulatory framework for everyone, which makes sense and protect innovation while fighting fraud and criminality. We are all ready to work with you, which is a very good point. There are a ton of people who would like to come together to help out if it is necessary or if it is being asked for, yet it's not, right? And that is where the bigger question lies, the bigger problem lies. Once more, guys, see all of this, see the petition, see everything as something which is not going to result in anything except for a lot of attention towards XRP and, of course, another wake-up call maybe for the SEC. There's a ton of people who are not agreeing with what they're doing. request the SEC Inspector General conduct a thorough investigation of the matters that led to the last-minute lawsuit against Ripple filed on the last day in office by former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton. I would personally also like a little bit more information on exactly what happened there. How could this have happened? Why did this happen this way? We want, as investors, some clarity into what the thought process was there. Now, should we get all the insights? Most likely not, right? I believe as well, like a lot of people have already commented down below, that there should be a principle in place, I'm not sure what the name for it is, where politicians, for example, or people in such a governmental body can say whatever they want to say inside of the SEC. And if they were, monitored and everything could be brought up, that would be a little bit strange. However, if there's official documents or official proceedings, we as investors would like to see them. So if Jay Clayton, for example, had really a big plan written out, a plan of action against Ripple or XRP, I would like to know what exactly that was, because right now all we're seeing is the lawsuit. They've investigated them for a little while, but why all of a sudden the last day of office, and why did they leave? Why the last day of office? Why not go through the whole case then if you want to get that done? And also another point, which I already made clear by John Deaton's tweets yesterday, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, is just the conflicts in interest, man. It's such a big deal, but let's quickly read further. That investigation must look into the contact and relationships, past and present, between former Chairman Jay Clayton and former SEC Director of Corporate Finance William Hillman in the United States. Why? Well, if you've already watched the videos I have made about what happened during the hearing, you guys all know we were live streaming it together. It was pretty damn interesting. It was a lot of work, hard work, but it was definitely worth it. As we also covered that there were a couple of things said about the past. For example, that William Hinman had said a couple of things about Bitcoin and Ethereum not being securities, yet it wasn't a confirmation. A little bit later, after this conference, behind closed doors, Bitcoin and Ethereum were deemed non-securities, and a whole rulebook was set in place, which we cannot see. China and other countries which had direct or indirect interest in the policy statements and official opinions they both issued during their tenure at the SEC on crypto and other assets they sought to regulate. Then a question here pops up. Chairman Jay Clayton and former SEC Director of Corporate Finance William Hinman, did they have a different agenda? Why did they, for example, say, and I'm not sure exactly who I'm quoting right now, it's at least somebody from the SEC, maybe it's the SEC lawyer, that Bitcoin and Ethereum did not have such a sale as that XRP has had. Even though that part is true, the part that didn't have the same type of sale, Ethereum had a crowdfunding sale a couple of years ago. This is said by Vitalik Buterin. It is not a conspiracy, it's not anything, it's factual. So then comes with the question, if you're talking about an initial sale, if you're talking about an investment contract, and that cryptos cannot change from having no utility to some utility, that sounds to me like a little bit of BS, right? That sounds really freaking odd to me. So then also comes with the question, what is the connection between Jay Clayton and the companies he's working with right now? What would they be for? Why do they want to regulate them properly? Was there any monetary incentive for him to do so? Most likely so, right? At least we would think so because of the way we have investigated that. But we want an official investigation into the chairman, Jay Clayton, and I won't say just a lot of those other guys, just all of them. Just investigate them. Everybody who voted yes for the regulation, in a positive sense for Bitcoin and Ether, investigate them. Investigate, let's know what they were thinking and why they were thinking that. If they made such an opinion, why did they do so? And you might be thinking, Dusty, this is not relevant, it's not important. Well, if they had a multi-million-dollar agenda in the back end, especially Jay Clayton, I would definitely like to know. Not that I'm in the US, not that it's going to have any influence on my life for the rest, if he's getting, filed or anything like that. It is something we're just witnessing in front of us, and it might halt XRP's progress right now because they're not biased for this crypto like they were for the other ones, and they might even be biased right now towards XRP in a negative sense. Now, here's why this is so important. Again, take this with a little grain of salt, right? Take this, once more, I'm giving you a little warning. Make sure you press the like button if you're enjoying this, but make sure you grab this with a little grain of salt, as this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Once more, grain of salt. Two of President Trump's top political appointees at the SEC were and continue to be closely linked to financial interests in Bitcoin, Ether, and financial technology business in the People's Republic of China. Any of these connections individually would raise a question of conflict, but taken together, it reeks of something much more nefarious. Point 1. Former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton and his SEC Director of Corporate Finance William Hinman came to their SEC posts after earning huge fees working for the IPO of Chinese tech giant Alibaba, which operates the mobile payment platform Alipay, and they also took over at the SEC just as China was launching its all-out strategy to successfully gain control of the hash rate of Bitcoin. Once more, this is all a little bit of a question, right? It's not necessarily confirmed or anything like that. Maybe these are facts. Still, I'm going to take them with a grain of salt because, well, I'm not sure about all of this, and I'm not really in the mood to look everything up to the details. I'm just saying once more, I haven't confirmed this. Second part is during his entire time at the SEC, Hinman received millions of dollars, and there's links to all of this, by the way. It's kind of, it's kind of confirmed, it's not completely, but there is links, there is sources. This is WSJ, this is Bitcoin.com, this is ValueWalk.com, this is here STBlaw.com. Again, there's links to everything. During his entire term at the SEC, Hinman received millions of dollars in payments from the law firm of Simpson Thacher, which sits on the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. Hinman collected checks from the firm while it earned huge fees supporting the IPO of Chinese crypto mining giant Canaan. While Clayton and Hinman were in office, they were asked if Bitcoin and Ether were securities, and they very clearly on the record said no, they're not securities, so keep trading them. They both took money from companies with direct or clear indirect interest in those public statements. And it's getting a little, we're getting to the end. Clayton spent 4 years of its tenure being asked in interviews, in public forums, and in official communications to the SEC, is XRP a security? Over and over and over, his agency answer was the same: we don't know. At least one crypto exchange asked Clayton's agency point blank years earlier whether XRP was a security, and when given no indication that it was, the exchange listed XRP on its trading platform. Billions of XRP tokens have been bought and sold throughout the world for 7 years with no connection to Ripple. Its executives or its software products, the decentralized XRP ecosystem flourished far beyond Ripple or its software products for banks for cross-border payments, but on his final day of office, Clayton and his SEC filed a massive lawsuit against Ripple, claiming it had sold XRP as an illegal unregistered security for 7 years, yes, 7 years, and that every sale of XRP on the secondary market had been an unregistered security sale, which is already really ridiculous. And once more, the question then pops up, why are they alleging as well that Brad Gallagher and Chris Larson knowingly did this? When they asked for confirmation, they got some confirmation from, what is it now? The FinCEN, that it was a currency. Even the SEC agreed partially that it was a digital currency company, Ripple. And all of a sudden, they were like, oh, you should have known that it was a digital security company, not a digital currency, even though we said that. It's so odd. Furthermore, the SEC alleged that Ripple and all holders of XP should have known for the last 7 years that XP was a security, when the SEC itself repeatedly did not know until the day it filed the lawsuit in December 2020, and even right now as we speak. It has said multiple times within the lawsuit hearings now that it's still to be determined whether or not XP is a security. But alright. Gary Gensler must end this practice of making policy through lawsuits, sit down with the XP holders themselves, and listen to their stories. We want clear rules for everyone, not another SEC chairman picking winners and losers in a regulatory vacuum, and we demand an investigation that fully clarifies whether the SEC was protecting someone else's interest instead of retail investors when the Ripple lawsuit was filed in December 2020. Whew, so that was a whole mouthful. I'll try to make it as quickly through there as possible to not waste you guys' time too much. However, let's give my opinion. So, I would say the request at the end is really beautiful. It is basically a change.org here to change America for a very good part. Why? Well, they want the SEC as a body, at least the way I'm seeing it right now, through Gary Gensler, to have the ability to at least bring things up without lawsuits. Because lawsuits right now is the way they do things, and they want that to be different. It's a really big change, right? It's something really innovative. Will that really be possible? Theoretically speaking, yes. In practice, very difficult, because this goes through so many bodies, and it's going to be such a big thing to change that this would be a very big point of debate, and would most likely be 5 years into the future before one part of this would actually be changed. So I'm not exactly sure if we're going to see that within this whole Ripple debacle or time frame. Now, the other parts, which are, for example, to just get the lawsuit out of the way and handle these like men, so to speak, or basically handle it around the table instead of around a freaking, I don't know, judge. That's a really interesting proposition. I would say it's going to be difficult once more, because right now they're already so far, they've already looked up so many documents, but then again, maybe they could resolve it so much easier than looking through all these documents and discovery and whatnot. So that might be nice. On the different end, maybe Ripple really is like, okay, we don't want to compromise. We want the final verdict of the judge because we think we're going to win. Like, for example, Brett Gallagher said it's a good day. Maybe they really think they're going to win, like I do. And canceling the lawsuit right now and going around the table might actually just hurt their chances, right? Might just make things a little bit more annoying, or might make it so they cancel it now and then still in the end have to go for a lawsuit because they're not going to come to a conclusion. So I'm not also sure about that too much. What I should make clear, however, is that I do think they should investigate Jay Clayton and SEC Director William Hinman on what they've done here. I really think that would be a very good idea. And maybe with the petition here, if it gets so many people, then eventually some big guy in the United States might be like, well, I want them to be investigated. And maybe, I'm not sure how that works, by the way, don't quote me on this. Maybe some person is just going to file a lawsuit against them for being biased. That might take too much money, might be too much of a hassle, maybe it's not even possible. But I'm thinking just maybe through all of this, new things will be set into motion. If you're wondering about those articles about Gary Gensler and Brett Garlinghouse, here's, for example, one. I'm hoping, this is again a quote from Brett Garlinghouse about the new administration. I'm hopeful that as a new administration comes into the SEC, there's an opportunity to revisit some of these conversations. And by the way, if you're still watching, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel for more crypto updates. There's an opportunity to have a conversation with new leadership as he brings his team in, and what can be done for Ripple and really for the whole crypto industry. And that part is also really interesting to me. Point being, Bitcoin is really kind of stupid. XRP really is kind of awesome, whatever way you want to put it. So why such bias? You know, why so strange? Why so, I don't know. I still don't get it. I still don't understand, but we'll figure it out as time moves on, I guess. We'll just get some hopeful verdicts pretty soon. We're going to see how many signs this change.org thing gets. We don't know just quite yet, but it's most likely going to go pretty damn big, pretty damn viral in the crypto space here. That usually is the way, right? The XP community knows very well how to handle this type of stuff, so I'm pretty excited to see how crazy fast this is going to blow up to about, I don't know, 70,000 signs or something like that. It's pretty easy to do anyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the link in the description below. It is pretty easy to look it up. Just type in change.org, Gary Gensler. The name is Gary Gensler, and the war on XRP. The reason I'm not going to put it there is because I'm a little bit afraid that something about this video is going to be taken down. Maybe because we're accusing the SEC a little bit or something like that. I'm a little bit afraid of that type of stuff. So I'm going to stay away from the change.org thing. However, you can look it up as you're seeing it right in front of you. Let's quickly see. There's also comments and updates. Ooh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was on change.org. There's an update here. Friends, I just want to reach out to let you know that it blew past 100 signatures in less than an hour, and it's accelerating. We need to get the word out to everyone who was harmed by Jay Clayton's SEC, and we need to demand an internal investigation into the previous SEC leadership's actions. They knew we were coming for them. Or they know we're coming for them. Here is our chance to say it aloud. Please share. Okay. Yeah, honestly, it's a really good point. He has a really good point once more. I'm just doing my job here by sharing it real quick because I do think it's going to blow up in time anyway. So now you guys know, hopefully as soon as as possible. I'm going to post this as soon as I can, guys. So if you're watching this right now, make sure you press the like button once more to support the channel.